Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. And yes, we're in a hotel room right now. If you didn't watch the Fear Columbus video, which actually, I don't know if that one came out first or if this one's coming out first. Who knows? Probably this one, actually. So, we're in a hotel right now because time is of the essence, and we need to film these so I don't have to film a bunch of videos tomorrow, like at midnight when we get home, so I can actually edit them and get them out.
Yeah.
This is like the last weekend, because really put the videos out, because next weekend will be the last weekend of October, and most haunts, that's either the last weekend or like the weekend into the first week in November is going to be like blackout haunts.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get the reviews as quickly as possible. So deal with the fact that we're in a really boring setting. Just imagine Scully right here.
Just put some pumpkins back here.
The
things.
Ouija board here.
Yeah.
Spirits are coming to get you. Yeah.
Witch puppy.
Witch puppy. Yeah, witch puppy's cool.
Yeah.
Check out our merch store. You can get this hoodie. That'd be pretty sick. Or that shirt or a mug or something. I don't know. Get whatever you want. It'd be pretty cool if you'd give us your money, though. Also, check out our Patreon. That's cool. Help support us. There's no Book of the Dead, so we're going to get in the review and imagine we're opening it. Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! Book of the Dead! All right, now that we've referred to the metaphorical Book of the Dead, it's time to get into the review, which means we need to talk about sets and props of the Haunted Hoochie.
So, basically, every animatronic known to man is in this haunt.
Yeah.
Maybe multiples of each thing, too.
Oh, yeah. It's wild.
It's crazy. Like you can't not look somewhere and see some sort of ginormous, awesome animatronic somewhere. I mean, there's like dragons, there's big monsters, there's just crazy stuff. Just crazy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's... It's definitely sensory overload, this place is. And there's a few new things this year as well. But, I mean, they still have a lot of their classics. And I feel like that there's like a scene where there's like just, I don't know, there's like two dragons like fighting on one side, another dragon to your left. There's just like dragon eggs everywhere. And then I think there's something in the ceiling doing stuff. And like the next room is just like a room that's just, I don't know, it's like they didn't know what to do with all the animatronics. They're like, we're just going to put them all in this room. It's just a really tall room and there's just like animatronics literally everywhere. They have the really cool cemetery scene with a giant, like, flying Grim Reaper above it.
Yeah.
The junkyard's really cool. I mean, there's, like, cars on roofs and shit. Like, just cars, like, up on roofs. That's neat. The whole thing just feels very Grindhouse, very, like, if Rob Zombie were to make his own haunted house, which, I mean, I guess he has, but it's, like, that kind of situation. Yeah. There's... I guess that's more about an actor. Just some props that actors use, but we're going to save that for them. There's a really cool devil church scene where there's like a giant pentagram that actually lights on fire when you're there, because obviously that part's outside. And that's something that's interesting about the Haunted Hoochie is it almost reminds me a bit of 100 Acre Manor in the way that it weaves in and out of like inside outside.
Yeah.
It's a lot more tightly compacted than 100 Acre Manor, though.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really seem like it's a very big haunt. They just really just shove a bunch of crap in this area.
Yeah, no, I think it's not a really big haunt. Yeah, it's just it's such close quarters. Like you literally have to go through single file. Like there's the only place you can really be like, you know, more than like single file is the rooms that they shove you in, but then they just shove like, you know, like 50 people in these rooms.
Oh yeah. Also talk about the outside of the place. Like something they've really like gotten into is like procuring like homemade rides. It seems like the Ferris wheel. I don't know where the Ferris wheel's from, but there's two roller coasters now that they have on property. You can't ride them, but they were rideable at one point. I get kinda in like people's backyards, like backyard coasters. The one has a loop, and it is the sketchiest thing you'll ever see.
Yeah. No, thank you.
But it has a really cool ambiance. And, like, the outside of the haunt's really weird looking, too. There's, like, this weird devil-looking thing, and there's, like, silos. It's just Haunted Hoochie has a vibe.
Yes.
There's a really cool airplane scene. I really like the crashed airplane scene because it's really dark in there, but there's just, like, flickering lights on the outside. That was cool. One of the new scenes, there's, like, a submarine. So it was, like, a laser swamp. It was probably the coolest laser swamp scene I've seen.
It was pretty cool, yeah. But yeah, The submarine area was pretty cool. They had like a giant shark
Like,
animatronic in there.
Yeah, and I think there's a shark puppet too.
Yeah, and
Something like that.
it just was like, wow. And then the submarine is it's that submarine. Let's just say that.
Oh, is that what I didn't actually notice
It's that submarine.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why
Leave it
I
to them.
mentioned it. Yeah, that's why I was like, wow.
I didn't actually realize that. So it's like, so did it say Ocean Gate on it?
Mm-hmm.
I did not notice
Yeah.
that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if you're not familiar with Haunted Hoochie, they're also known for like putting like propaganda and
Yes.
stuff, like political propaganda on like the projector board they have up there right beside the go-go dancers.
Yeah, I remember the one year.
Haunted
What was
Hoochie's a
it?
time, man.
They had a thing about like, what was it? George W. Bush,
Yeah.
and they just had like all this propaganda about him, like
conspiracies and stuff.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like the whole time we were sitting in the queue line, I'm just like, okay, this is weird. And it was like years later. It was like
Yeah, it wasn't during like
it was really strange.
I don't know. There was oh wow. There was a that's not in the notes, but there was a scene that really freaked me out because I thought I was losing my mind a little bit, where the walls were moving, and I'm like, but no, they were actually moving. They were like,
moving.
yeah, but just slight enough where the wall hit me at one point. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. The wall's moving.
Because I saw him react, like he was like, "What?" And then the wall actually
Yeah.
hit me too, and I'm like, "Yeah, they're moving."
Yeah, if they're moving slow enough where you didn't like instantly realize that was cool. That's the way they did the effect with like the strobe and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like a cool, and I think this was new since we've been there last. It was like a cave scene with like a bridge, and there's like running water.
Yeah.
Were there spiders or something? Oh, snakes. There was a bunch of snake
Snakes.
animatronics swinging out at you and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, just tons of animatronics. Then you have what we always have referred to as the palate cleanser haunted house, which is like what's it called? Bad Trip in 3D.
Yeah, and it's basically like a clown house. They give you 3D glasses.
But
it
it
is.
has like all the animatronics, and they've all been 3D-ized.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of like, for example, there's one of those bird animatronics that I've seen many places, but they've made it 3D and just like, so it's a real short but sweet thing. There's not many actors in that one or anything. It's just basically sets and props.
Yeah.
So you're just walking through it and just like, and the 3D effects do work really well.
Yeah, no, I have to say that's probably one of my favorite 3D houses that we've ever gone through.
Yeah, it's just cool looking, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't compare to the main haunt in any way.
No,
But it's
no.
just there's like this is cool type of
Yeah.
final thing to kind of, maybe calm you down a little bit before you leave. I don't know. But yeah, sets and props, amazing. We gave it a 10. No place has a vibe like this. We've been to so many haunts, obviously. And there's no place that feels like Haunted Hoochie does.
No.
It's
not
just
at all.
different.
Yeah.
It's a very different vibe, and it's very unique. But yes, so next up, of course, is actors. So this is a touch haunt. Now, this isn't one where you get to opt in like in Chippewa, Nightmare Cleveland, or anything like this. You're going there and you're going to get grabbed.
Yes.
They're known for that. They kind of tout themselves as an extreme haunt. And like, and again, that word extreme haunt has become a bit bastardized lately, I feel like, with these other places, especially with all the freaking press McKinney Manor's been getting this year. It's disgusting, which isn't a haunt. But, yes. So it's not that kind of thing, but they do touch you. And I would say, like, they also earn the extreme in the same way that the Haunted Hotel does, where like the actors are very vulgar. I mean, the opening scene, which bothers a lot of people. We actually, when we were talking about one of the people that worked at the Boardman one, the Nightmare Boardman one, warned us because he didn't know we'd been there. He's like, their opening scene is a suicide scene, and I'm like, oh, we know, because I'm pretty sure that's the guy that owns it that does that first scene. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, I mean, so if that bothers you, that's how it starts, and like. It's just a really freaky, like it really kind of sets you up for the haunt because they shove you in this room and you're just with a bunch of other people and everyone's just freaking out. Oh, it's so funny. One girl comes in and I don't think she knew that they were allowed to touch you. And someone just grabs her and shoves her and she just starts screaming and just ran to the exit, hit him away. And like the guy that has like the gun, that's it. He was like, just let her go, whatever, and he's just swearing at us because they do swear a lot here. It has a lot of adult themes. But yeah, so there's that guy. Like the very first actor after that, she had like a knife and she was like stabbing me in the neck with it. Obviously it's a fake knife, but she was like poking me with it and
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. There's of course there's a clown beheading that's really cool. There's a like demon birth thing.
Yeah, well,
Which,
I didn't see that happen, but yeah, there's a guy with the baby doll that held me by the head and tried to put the baby doll in my mouth.
yeah.
Well, I don't know
We
how to
missed them actually doing the whole birth thing, and he was just walking.
Well,
around
something
like
I've seen in the
people.
pictures. Well, for one, he kept putting his finger like deep in my ear. That was weird. But I believe he tries to, and I don't know how to say this without YouTube flagging this, but the baby is anatomically correct, and he tries to put parts in your mouth. So that's something. I mean, it's the Haunted Hoochie.
That's the hoochie.
Yeah. Sticking to that theme, later on you get to see there's just a scene where a guy is having sex with a goat. Mm-hmm. He's followed by the guy known as Chicken Fucker, who it's just an animatronic chicken on his private area, and he grabs you by the. Well, this time there's been times where he's grabbed me and bent me over and done that. This time he grabbed my head and quite literally tried to make me suck his cock. I think that's its head moves.
Yeah.
The Haunted Hoochie, man. It's a time.
Just anything and everything you could think of that would be like vulgar
Offensive.
and offensive is
They
in the
love
Haunted
it,
Hoochie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
It's-
I wonder if they almost do the political propaganda more of like a thing to kind of like elicit a reaction out of people more so than it is for any particular reason. Let's see. There's I didn't get him this time, but the demon nuns were really just getting this group of like younger kids. Like they were holding him up against like the stage and just like because and
They kept taking their hats.
yeah.
They kept saying that they were being disrespectful by wearing their hats, and they were being rude being in the church with their hats on and stuff.
And of course they don't wear a lot. I mean, there have been years where they just wore like pasties on their nipples.
Yeah, it must have, I mean, I thought it was a little chilly, but it must have been really cold that night for them because...
Probably it's what the actors are comfortable with as well. I mean,
Yeah.
the place is a go-go dancer while you're waiting in line, just up in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
We've been there before. They have the people doing like the thing where they hang from their skin
Yeah.
with the hooks. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, this guy. So this actually happened to me and Kim when we went before, but we got to see other people. So there's a scene where a guy will like grab you by the neck and like hold you in front of this like hole, and then a motorcycle comes charging at you. It's a great scare if you happen to be the one that get grabbed and put in front of it, because it looks like it's gonna run into you.
Yeah.
So that was fun. A lot of chainsaw people this time, more so than I remember. Just really whacking you with chainsaws and running them up and down you and stuff. There was a little bit of dead space, like here and there. Not too much. Probably the ones that I actually got the most scare from is there's a lot of people that are just in like random holes in the wall that are up above in like dark corners. And like, I mean, I never even saw the guy, but the one time I got grabbed by someone up above and pulled in, and he just kind of bear hugged me for a minute, and then he gave me a little nice pat on the head and then shoved me away. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I had a few people like from above that like were like doing this, and they were like like doing that and grabbing my hair and stuff like that.
Kim got hugged by Santa in the queue line.
Yeah, we weren't even like in the haunt, and all of a sudden somebody came up behind me, and I thought maybe it was somebody we knew or something, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it was like the dirty Santa.
Yeah, well, I almost wonder because like we weren't sure if it was just his act or if he knew us or something, because he said it's really nice to see you guys, and I'm like, I don't know, it's weird. And then of course there's like I didn't really see what happened in the final scene. Was it a beheading? I don't know. There's chainsaw people again. Everyone's freaking out. Well, it's like almost the final scene. There's like one room after it or something, but
Yeah,
they like stop you in it. I don't know what happened.
I think that was a beheading.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
and we mentioned in the other review, but there's still the girl who there's a whole scene where a girl cuts off a guy's balls. So there's a guy, and I think he's wearing some kind of underwear, but like his bare ass is there.
Yeah.
So yeah. And she cuts off his balls, and then she quite literally hits you in the face with them. Because I did get hit in the face with the balls, but we missed the scene. Well, I think they do one of the other scene. When we went in, the beheading scene was happening, and she was just slapping people with balls. As you do.
As you do.
As you do when you are the hoochie. There weren't a lot in the, and I mentioned it before, there weren't a lot in the 3D haunt. I think there was only like 3, maybe 4? 3 or 4
Yeah, there
tops.
weren't very many, yeah.
But again, that one's not really meant to be scary. That one's meant, again, I think as a palate cleanser. I don't know. But yeah, for actors, they were really good. We just wish there was a couple more, but we gave them a 9.5. And quite frankly, they could be just a little bit rougher too. I mean, they don't have to go too overboard with it, but they could be just a little bit more rougher.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what we've experienced at like Chippewa and Nightmare, Cleveland, and stuff like that, it did seem like it was a little bit tamer than.
Well, yeah, like I said, I imagine that's because like it's optional there, where it is not optional here.
Yeah.
You can't opt out of touch. So scare factor. Again, there's a lot of swearing. It's very vulgar haunt. It is very loud. It's very in your face. There are themes that might bother you. Yeah. If you're someone that has like PTSD or something like this, I imagine it would be an absolute nightmare. Because I mean, at one point, I don't know if we mentioned it, but there is a scene where it's like a zombie scene. Like there's like legitimate blanks being fired at them.
Yeah. There's gunfire.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a whole war scene. Like there's a guy holding people and like holding a gun to their head. Obviously a fake gun, but like.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how much like those type of themes bother you. It is like still fun though. Like it has that grindhouse schlocky feel to it. So while it's scary, like they don't take it too seriously. I mean, like I said, there's literally a scene where a guy is having sex with a sheep. Like, and then like what is happening? It is just pure chaos. But some of it's definitely meant to be funny, but like in a kind of mean-spirited way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a really good
Yeah.
phrase for that.
But yeah, this is probably one of the most adult-themed haunted houses I've been to. Like if they went much further with some of it, they would have to almost like age restrict it. I mean, even on the website, like it's in the FAQ, I think it says like, should I bring my kids here? And it says, what's wrong with you? Like, yeah, this is not one for kids. Like, no, like you definitely don't want to bring them until they're at least like teenager enough to like, I don't know thing. I don't know. It's just, yeah, use your discretion if you're a parent that might be thinking about bringing your kid here, because it is, pretty intense. And obviously they do touch here, so that adds that extra element, which will also freak people out, I think.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for scare factor, we thought it was pretty scary, so we gave it a 9.
So that brings us to value. So it's $30 for general admission. It's $50 for the Fast Pass VIP. And you do have to pay $5 to park.
Yeah, which I always find weird.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's a nice parking lot. It's just a field with a bunch of potholes in it. That's why I told Kim, I'm like, you think they could use the $5 they charge everyone to park to like maybe fix the potholes, maybe pave?
Yeah, maybe.
Like the road at least. Like I know they're gonna pave their whole yard, but like the actual driveway part. It's like going on a safari at the exit.
Yeah, just put some gravel in there or something. Do something. So the main haunt, Haunted Hoochie, took about 15 minutes for us to get through. And then Bad Trip, which is the palate cleanser, was about 5 minutes to get through.
Yeah, so it's not a crazy long haunt, but there's not much filler at all in the haunt. Like...
Yeah, you're not going to find any, like, dark hallways with nothing in them here.
No, there's not even, like, hallways, really. Like, well, there might be, like, one or two, but there's just people coming out of the walls and grabbing you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is just scene after scene, and it's just, like, every scene is, like, just crazy. Yeah. So, it's something.
So, for value, we did give them an 8.
Yeah, pretty decent value. Because it's gone up in price. I don't know. Well... I think it used to be $25 a couple years ago, so it's went up in price a little bit. But, yeah, value's still pretty good, though, for the quality that you're getting. You should opt in for that Fast Pass, I would say, as well, though. It's $20 more, but the line takes forever here. And it's, like, not a good line. Well, there's entertainment, but, like, if it's been raining, it's just kind of a mud pit where the line is. I think it's 100% worth it to get the Fast Pass. But, so that brings us to our overall score, which we gave it a 9.25. The Haunted Hoochie is always a fun time. If you haven't been there, you should go. And the nice thing is there's a lot of haunted houses in Columbus.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this. Fear Columbus is amazing. We really like Carnage. Zombiesi Bay was decent when we went to it. I would definitely put that lowest priority. But there's 4 haunted houses all within like a half hour of each other, though.
Yeah.
So that's always nice when you can do that. There's also, which is going to be a video separate for it, World of Jack-o'-lanterns was the call we went to.
Yeah. Jack-o'-lantern World.
Jack-o'-lantern World, World of Jack-o'-lanterns. So
Yeah.
that's another like fun like Halloween time like display that's also close by, because we did that and then Haunted Hoochie and Fear of Columbus. We were gonna do some BC Bay, but it doesn't look like they've changed it much. And like I'd rather try something new than do that. But yeah, have you guys been to the Haunted Hoochie? What do you think of it? Let us know down below. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, and also make sure you're, and we also gotta implement this. Ringing the notification bell so you're not missing any upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.